coming in here. They're not fucking coming in here. Oh my god! This is the Tales from the Crawl Space Karens and Chads episode.
Good evening, boys, girls, cheese bags all over the world. It's your old pal Jack here at Tales from the Crawl Space, and halfway across the country. I always fuck that up. It's not all the way across. I'll tell you, because it's the Nordquists that are all the way across. You're about a third of the way across the country. Is our good friend and PCHD overlord, Mr. Chad Dickwipe.
Hi there.
Hi there.
How is everybody doing tonight? We have got a great topic tonight.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one. Everybody's had these problems.
Everybody's had these problems, but few want to admit it, and they are the most hideous customers in the world that you could ever have. They are the most self-entitled people. They got to have egg in their beer. They want everything, and they want it at next to nothing. And yes, of course, we are talking about Karen and Chad, a couple for the ages.
Eggs in their beer, peanuts in their Coke, a stick up their ass, and that fucking bob haircut. What the fuck is that haircut? Jesus Christ. It's like Stevie Wonder did the job and, started at the wrong side.
I don't know, Jack. It looked pretty good on you in on the poster.
Well, I can rock anything, man. Come on.
You can. You can rock it. I mean, that artificially blonded hair against the salt and pepper of your beard. I mean, I'm not ashamed. I was turgid.
Well, I tell you, I rock that tritone pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The blonde, the dark brown, and the gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Take a look at me.
That's right. They wear their hair like that so you can't see the 3 6s on their forehead.
That's exactly right. Or the big knot from the last person that knocked them the fuck out from under their mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to wonder, and you all know what I'm talking about. How do Karens become Karens? And that's a question. That's a question that nobody's been able to answer. But I'm going to take a stab at it, Jack.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, to me, it seems like a person who had gotten almost everything that they ever wanted as a child, and believing that somehow will transmogrify into their adulthood as well. And so when they don't get it, all hell breaks loose.
I was married to one of them.
Oh my gosh! Unfortunately, I was not. But yeah. If I was married to a Karen, she would have just been one in a long line of them throughout my illustrious 32-year career in pest control. And Karens are you got to feel sorry for them. No, not really. You don't.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
That all day long. Yeah, I about choked on those words when I said them. But Karens are they're one of a kind. And my God, managers used to just quiver in their boots when a Karen would want to speak to them. Now, due to the notoriety of them, we don't give a shit anymore. And we're getting pretty good at being passive aggressive right back at them.
You almost kind of take it as a challenge now, don't you?
Yeah.
I got a Karen. This could be fun.
I do that too. I mean, one of the things I like to do is try to turn a Karen around, and it doesn't really work. But here I am trying it again and again. A prime example was when I first started working for William the Merciful, and there's this one lady. She wanted the other tech, the guy that had been there for a long time. She liked him, and when it came to time for the service, this other tech, Richard, had to go do something else. Right. And, the schedule just didn't work out. But, Karen wanted her day. And so she got a text from me saying, "Hi, this is Brad from Trio Pest Control. Just want to let you know that I'm just a few minutes away from your house. Looking forward to meeting you." She got right on the phone to William the Merciful and just basically motherfucked him up and down, saying, "I wanted Richard. I told you I wanted Richard. Then let go to Richard. If I can't have Richard, I'm going to fucking cancel my account." Just blasted, got the poor guy on blast. And then I pull up apparently, and I'm catching this from Bill telling me this, and he goes, she stopped all of a sudden, and then he goes, fuck, he's here, and then hangs up on me. So
What the fuck?
I go in, I say, hi, how you doing? She lets me in the house, and then she just, she didn't rip on me too much, but she did let me know in no uncertain terms that I was not a welcome sight to see. And, she just started blathering on and blathering on and blathering on. And I just finally said, look, I said, let me take a second to introduce myself. My name's Brad. I got 32 years experience in the, blah, 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 ass kissing. And, then by the time we got, I got done with that spiel. She started showing me where everything is because, I have no idea what I'm doing in a house. That's a wall. Oh, okay. And he usually sprays here. There's one of the mouse boxes here. There's one. She gave me the grand tour, which as far as any type of rodent stations that you have inside the house, traps or monitors or anything like that, it's kind of refreshing that somebody would actually show you the first time you're in the house.
Right.
But I've been in the house 3 times, and every fucking time she does this. And so basically, by the time I was done, she was like, "Oh, you did a great job," blah, 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 and gave me a 5-star review. And it was really cool. But until a month later when she saw one spider in her house.
Oh, boy.
Back on the phone to Bill, cussing him out. Motherfuckers. Yeah, and Bill's trying to explain, it's change of seasons. There's going to be, you may see something come in. She goes, well, maybe that wouldn't have happened if Richard was here. I want Richard back. And I'm just like, well, he's telling me this. I'm like, well, fuck her. But we all know, Richard is out with some medical issues, and he told her that's not going to happen. You're going to get Brad again. So we go back in and take her. You would have done this if you telling Bill this, but she comes up to me when I get up there, and she's cool, and I'm just like, and there's several different types of Karens. There's the Karens that are just assholes to your face and assholes on the phone. And then you got the ones that are assholes on the phone, but are moderately cool to your face. And she falls into that.
Warrior.
The cell phone warrior. Yeah. I always called it phone balls. And, this lady has phone balls. And, and I knew about this lady even before I went the first time because I was talking to Richard about it, blah, blah, blah. And, the typical question, it's the same question that any guy will ask another guy, that's, about a customer. Is she hot? He goes, no. No, she is not.
No.
And Richard was not wrong. And but anyway, I digress. See, she and then she pulled this shit with me, and that everything's cool, and I'm just like I just walk out of there every time just feeling so sorry for Bill because she doesn't do that shit with me, and he gets all of it.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I liked going back into the field as opposed to being a branch manager. I didn't deal with that bullshit anymore, and all my shit was commercial. So
exactly, yeah.
But I will tell you
a quick sidebar. Speaking of being in the field, I spent my first full day in the office with an office day this Monday, and the only thing I can tell you about that is I am a man of the field now. I mean, I got it done. It was okay, but it wasn't where I wanted to be.
it was the longest day ever.
It was. But
well, I can tell you, you had a Karen. I had a Chad. I was working for the company in Pennsylvania doing residential stuff. And I pull up to this house, 70s architecture, floor to ceiling windows, that kind of shit. And there's a brand new Jag sitting in the driveway. I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever. Walk in, knock on the door. Who are you? I introduced myself. And are you new with the company? I said, relatively new. I said, but I'm not new to the business, and explained my history in the business. Next thing he's like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm about to show you everything I did the last fucking tick. They can't send the same fucking people out here. Just kept complaining the whole time. I'm like, sir, I've treated homes before. All you have to do is sit down and relax, have a cup of coffee. I'll take care of everything. Just tell me what your concerns are. No, I can't do that. I have to take you out and show you. And point of reference here, it was about 4 days after my brother had died of COVID. and I was not in the best mental space anyways.
Right.
And the gentleman's asked me about stink bugs, and I explained to him the habits of stink bugs and how they get in and how they're affected by pesticides. I don't really give a shit about any of that bullshit. Just fucking take care of them. And I just kind of bit my tongue, and I went around and I finished the service. I got out of the truck, and while I was still in his driveway, I called my boss. I said, look, I just left this house. I explained the whole thing. I said, this guy was an asshole from start to finish, talking down to me the entire time. I said, you know what's going on with me? If that guy comes out here to my truck before I get out of here, I'm going to break his fucking jaw. And my boss is like, oh, I'm canceling him. He hung up with me, canceled that motherfucker on the spot. I could hear him screaming in his house as I was still in his driveway when they canceled him. So, yeah,
shit.
Fuck that motherfucker, Chad. Asshole.
Chad. Fucking Chads.
Fucking Chad.
Most of the Chads that I run into were never in the residential sandbox, but they were more of the commercial version. You have the restaurant owner, Chad, and he's the guy that sits in the office and then or sits at a table with his laptop and doesn't even look up to you when you look up at you when you're talking to him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had this one is many years ago. His restaurant was a converted barn, and I use the term converted loosely because you could still see out the fucking the slats and the walls and shit like that. And
Lovely.
He was bitching about mice. Had him a loft upstairs. Everything's sitting on the floor. I could barely get around. Mice are running all over the fucking place. I'm setting traps in there. I'm not even fucking with bait. It's like I'm not putting bait in a restaurant right now. So it's like, I just do a mass trapping in this damn place. I'm catching all kinds of them. And, then this goes on for a while, and I'm just basically, banging my head against one of these, transparent walls and trying to catch mice in this place. And, all of a sudden he starts seeing German roaches in his kitchen. Well, it's my fault because I spent so fucking much time trying to deal with his mice. His kitchen kind of took a back seat, as far as the insect issues.
Right.
So, you can only spend so much time at one goddamn account when you've got 14 others you got to fucking deal with. So but anyway, so he had the roaches. So I took care of those, bait, treating everything, flushed some shit out, did the whole 9 yards. But I'm wading through layers of grease and dirt and filth and mung and all this other shit.
Yeah.
I go up to him. He goes, I said, the sanitation conditions, there's a couple opportunities here to approve them that will help with the thing. Oh, every restaurant's like that. You're just not doing your job. And and so I was like, for your information,
motherfucker.
sir. Yeah, I had to correct myself. For your information, sir. This stuff, it's well known that a clean restaurant does not have a roach problem that you have. And I'm doing everything. I said, but this is a partnership, and I need your help. He goes, you get rid of the roaches, or you can cancel the account. I'm just like, okay, and then walked away. I'm thinking, okay, well, yeah, you try to do the best job you can, Jack, but when you're dealing with dickheads like that, you just can't. You're not going to give your all. I mean,
no, for sure.
There's no way. There's no way.
And I had that same thing with like warehouse foreman. The guy that's so on his high horse, like you said, he can't even look up at you when you walk in. Really doesn't pay attention to what the fuck's going on in his warehouse. This was a cold storage place that had that Sub-Zero room I talked about in the past. And his guys are just running over tin cats. I mean, we even had those little metal, the heavy steel covers on the tin cats, the ones you can slide them into. And fucking those don't do shit for a fucking forklift.
No, they don't.
So, and they're just
flattening
these things.
And if they don't totally destroy it, that protector bends to the point where you can't get the fucking trap out of it without banging it up against that concrete column that they got to keep them from running into the walls.
Exactly. So, I'm taking these in and going, hey, look, we can't be doing this. We put them in places. Your guys kick them around, move them, and run them over. So, you know, we have a certain allowance for how many we'll replace without coming after you for the price, but I'm going to have to set all new traps on the inside of this building because you guys like are making a game out of flattening these things. And he just, I'm not fucking paying for it. Okay. Well, that's right. Cause we're going to send it to your accounting department. They'll pay for it.
Yeah. You personally are not going to pay for it, but somebody is.
That's right. Cause we're not giving it to you for free, motherfucker.
That is no fucking lie. And then you also have the I try to not be too xenophobic here, but you know, you have the ethnic restaurant Chads as well. You walk in, how you doing, buddy? You're always everything's buddy to them. It's like they use it as punctuation. You know, we got too many roaches.
Buddy.
We got too many roaches here, buddy. And
buddy.
You know, oh yeah, I said, well, you know, did you clean? Oh yeah, we cleaned, buddy. We cleaned, buddy. No, I'm sorry. The same half-eaten plate of Muscles Vindaloo was sitting there on the fucking dishwashing counter that was there last month when I was there.
You put medicine down. Put down
the medicine, and you got the. And the guy just unlocks the door, and you know that big column of mystery meat that they put on the spit, and then rotates around this heat thing, and then they take something that looks like a corn husker and shave it off of there.
Hey, don't fuck with my gyros. Don't fuck with my gyros there. I love those fucking things.
Jack, the damn thing was there overnight. All he did was flip a switch on the heater to fucking get it rolling again.
Don't tell me that, man. You're ruining my fucking. Don't ruin it for me,
Jack. I inform because I love.
I know. God damn it.
You know, the last thing I need. Oh, sorry, we can't do the podcast anymore. Jack fucking died of botulism. So
either that, anyway. I can shoot it in my face to get rid of wrinkles.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't pick up your slack on some of this podcast stuff because I can't grow my beard long enough for one thing, and you know, so I got to keep you safe, buddy.
All right, buddy? Fair enough.
Don't eat the gyros, buddy.
Okay, buddy. I will not eat the gyros, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
I will not eat them.
Yeah. I mean, apparently the definition of cleaning, you know, varies from nation to nation. So, but and the ones that get really, really pissed off at you, they start talking so fast you can't even fucking understand them. You just got this glazed look over your eyes. You're like, what a tool.
Well, to be fair, you will not find Molly maids in many third world countries.
No, that's because they're all over here.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's another topic for another show.
Yeah, that show's going to get us in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to change the name of this podcast to shit that goes through our borders.
Well, look, I got one. Brandon Nordquist sent one in, and apparently it had just fucking happened when he sent me the story. He goes, I got a super fresh one for a fucking Chad story. This morning, in the dark, I dug up a double basketball-sized yellow jacket hive from one of my clients. Everything was going perfect as it was 40 degrees, and these yellow and black adrenaline rush were dusted with love powder. I started cutting the grass layer back, and a white F-150 drives by. Now, I'm near a main road for this rural area, so cars aren't too rare to be driving by, mainly log trucks. This male Karen goes down about 100 yards and flips a U-turn. So I figured it's a cop, and I'm in a yard with a flashlight in a bee suit doing my job. This dumb MFer rolls down the passenger window to yell out, "What are you doing here?" I just ignore him as I'm deep in this hole about to extract this large late-season hive. It was all perfect, gassed and treated, so they were buzzing but dying. The obvious know-it-all POS yells again, "Why are you in that yard? I'll call the sheriff." So I answer back, "I'm removing this ground hive." I guess this must have set the fucking Karen off because this dipshit shuts his truck off. In the middle of the road, in the dark, yelling at me, wanted to know why I'm in this yard working. Dumbass didn't leave until I screamed back when his door opened that I'm pulling a fucking hive and you need to get out of here. Dickhead didn't leave till I look up with a bunch of yellow jackets on my face and start putting the layers in a tote to remove it. Yeah. Still whining the entire time. The last thing I heard was, "I'm calling the sheriff, asshole." The best part is where this hive is, I bet my amazing client has it all on his cameras. Knowing him, he'll be laughing his ass off all over the video. He goes, that's my Karen story from this morning, 5:30-ish a.m. That was fucking great.
That was, man. Would have been even better if that fucker got attacked by the
Oh,
Yellow
yeah.
Jackets.
Would have
That
run up,
would've
started
just been-
spouting his mouth off, and the fucking Yellow Jackets start showing up and be like,
Yeah, it starts running away, waving his arms around his head, screaming and hollering something about the sheriff, but you can't understand it because he's going into anaphylactic shock. Yeah, man, that oh god, that would be great.
run faster, wave your arms around more, swat at
That's
them.
right. Yeah, they will be scared of you.
They don't like that. Go ahead and do that. They'll run away. Please.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Oh my gosh.
Brandon, that was a great one.
That
Thank you,
was
Brandon.
absolutely. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So Tanner Lott brought us one. He goes, all right. We got Karen, who I serviced a couple times. Always issues from wanting to know what the black dots on her siding were to spraying her baseboards with the strongest thing on my truck with her two 15-year-old dogs and 95-year-old mother in the home and cussing me out because I refused and said it wasn't safe. She proceeded to call the office after screaming 2 inches from my face. The neighbor even came out and gave me his business card so I wouldn't get in trouble because I did nothing wrong. GM then thankfully called and said we could no longer service. So now I just have dickhead cop who confirms at exact time of 8 a.m. I ring the doorbell that takes your picture at 8 a.m., do the exterior for 30 minutes, ring again at 8:30, no answer, yet again proceed to leave and then get a harsh text message that I'm trashed and I didn't come and this, that, and the other. Shit the bed, Fred. One of my favorite, GPS in the trucks. You love it and you hate it all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Those GPSs are, some companies, Scarlet Letter, will use those to basically be an electronic babysitter.
Micromanage.
Management on a molecular level. Now,
Yes.
But, on the other side of that coin is where they save your ass when you have a Karen or a Chad call and say, this guy wasn't here. Well, let's look up the GPS. Oh, yes, he was here. Oh, I've got him right on the GPS. Good segue into another one of the Karens that I had to deal with. And we will call her Monica Paper Fasteners. And Schultze, I know you're listening, baby cakes. This one's for you. So we get a call from Monica Paper Fasteners, who has been a customer for a number of years. She was in the Ultimate Karen Club, the Loyal Order of Karens. Yes, that is known as Angie's List. Angie's List was a fucking place where a Karen can be a Karen, and I have had customers. I've had people call. Why didn't you call me right back when I called? I'm on Angie's List. I was like, oh God, who gives a fuck?
For you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. But anyway, so this lady calls. Hi, my name is Monica Paper Fasteners, and she goes, I'm on Angie's List, and I've got problems at my house with bugs. And so I said, okay, what kind of bugs are you having problems with? And, she rattles off, I got ants, I got roaches, I got this, I got that. She goes, and I need y'all to come on Saturday. I said, ma'am, we are closed Saturday and Sunday. What? I can't believe you are closed on Saturday. I said, ma'am, we work our technicians like they are mules bought off of eBay from Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays, Saturdays and Sundays, we give them time to rest, spend time with their families, worship, go hunting, go fishing, smoke various cuts of meat in their grills, and just basically be human beings. I said, Monday through Friday, if you need a 4 p.m. appointment, we can accommodate you. If you need an 8 a.m. appointment, we can accommodate you. If you need a Saturday appointment, you could go fuck yourself sideways. I didn't tell her that, but, I was thinking it very, very loudly in my mind. So
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Exactly. So Monica Paper Fasteners proceeds to start going over her schedule and to try to find and miracle of miracles, we find a 3 p.m. spot on a Friday for us to take care of her. And after that, she goes, I still can't believe you guys are missing out on a lot of business because you aren't open on Saturdays. I said, ma'am, sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's about the people.
That's
and
right.
she goes, well, I still can't believe that. So, let's fast forward a little bit. Monica Paper Fasteners is, been a customer for a while. We did a good job for her. 3 weeks later, she's calling back, raising hell because she saw a bug in her house. She wants her money back. I said, read your contract. Read your agreement. You're not getting your money back. And then 2 weeks later, her mother, Elizabeth Paper Fasteners, calls. And this woman is approximately 184 years old.
Oh, sprightly.
And absolutely, yeah, she is a sprightly one. She and then wants our service. And so we go and take care of her service, and she gets shitty. We did a once a year service for both of them. And, both, Monica and Elizabeth Paper Fasteners.
Right.
And, but, Elizabeth Paper Fasteners wanted our ass down in that crawl space every single time we came. If we were coming to collect payment, she wanted our ass in that crawl space.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that all day long. And we had a guy go out and we knocked on her door. We did what she did. Elizabeth Paper Fastener, being 184 years old, has a hard time hearing her doorbell. So we are to call her when we're in the driveway and get it, and she'll come to the door. No worries. Get our shoe covers on, go do our things, and leave. But God, you didn't do the crawl space. You did not do the crawl space. And we had one guy that did. She didn't come to the door. She called. We called. She answered. Woman must have forgot that we were out in the driveway because 20 minutes later she still didn't come to the door. Technician proceeds to drag hose, get the outside done, got in her crawl space, and left. Okay, so then the next day, poor Schultze, he gets a call from her daughter Monica Paper Fasteners. No, wait. I take that back. I got the story wrong. Elizabeth did call, saying that we weren't there and that we didn't do anything, and there was no way that we were going to say it. I said, "Ma'am, we were there." And then all of a sudden, Monica Paper Fasteners grabs the phone and then starts reading everybody the right act, calling Schultze a liar because he's actually looking at the GPS report, saying that that dude was there and he was there for at least 40 minutes, and
right.
So and she's like, "Well, I don't believe you." Bitch wanted us to email her the GPS report to show that truck was in that driveway.
Oh my God!
And I was like, son of a bitch. And Schultze was just like, I'm done with her. So I had to deal with her after that. So now then after that, whenever Elizabeth Paper Fasteners was called, she go, "Is Brad there?" And either I'm there or not. If I am, I'm taking the call. If not, she's calling back, and she ain't gonna call back until she knows that Brad's there.
Right.
And oh my God, poor Schultze. No wonder he drinks. But the thing is, these people acted like we were the dumbest fucking people on planet Earth, but they would renew every goddamn year.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. The last time that Schultze, Randy Strother, and I went out to the shooting range, we took Monica Paper Fasteners, a copy of her contract, out on the range and just turned it into a fucking doily. we turned that. We made it. We returned it back to the sawdust from whence it came. And oh my God, she was such a pain in the dick. And so, okay, now we've Schultze and I have both left the Scarlet Letter, and I'm driving along in my now company, ran by William the Merciful, and so I texted Schultze. I said, with a picture, and I said, whenever you feel like you didn't make the right decision by leaving the Scarlet Letter, look at this picture. He goes, "What is this?" I said, "This is Elizabeth Paper Fastener's house." I made his day. I made his day. Oh man, these people! I think they're still customers of the Scarlet Letter, because when I was coming home one day, I was pulling up the road, and I see a Scarlet Letter truck going in to the road, and only one person lives on that road that was a customer, and that was Monica Paper Fasteners.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I had when I was the branch manager for the second of two Donnie Marie companies that I was a branch manager for, I'd get all the problem customers and I'd get them on schedule to go out and take care of them myself to try to calm them down and let them know that the man that runs the office is there for them. They're getting the big wig's attention. Yeah. So this guy made it a point to not be available for times that he would call and confirm his service for, and he just wouldn't be there. So I said, sir, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go be, I said, will you be available tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.? Yes, I'll be here. Great. I'll be there at 8 a.m. on the dot. I'll take care of your service just to make sure that it's done. I said, you're my first stop of the day. We're going to take care of you that way. So I get to his house, get out of the truck at 7:59, knock on his door at 8 sharp, 8 and 0 seconds sharp, knock on his door. No answer. Keep knocking. No answer. So I go around and start doing the outside. I do a little treatment around the foundation, and I also go and do a little crack and crevice right around the windowsills because it's that time of year.
Right.
And on his back porch, he has this built-in wooden bench with like a hinged lid to keep his gardening tools and stuff in. But apparently, he has some pretty crude doormats that he keeps in there when he has good company over. And I made note of them. I'm like, that's pretty good. I think one said, wipe your fucking feet on it. So so I was like, pretty cool. And he had a bunch of bird seed down there, and mice were getting into the bird seed. So I tried to clean things up a little bit. I put a little bait box in the corner and stuff and kept doing the service. And I went back after I was done, knocked on the door again. No answer. Waited about 2 minutes, knocked on the door again. Still no answer. So I left the ticket on the door. I even put a note, please call to have me come back out, take care of the interior if necessary. And I took off. Now, since I had oddball customers from the 5 different routes we had, I was going clear across the county, Anne Arundel County, to go to Howard County. So Rick Wilhide, you know what I'm talking about. I was down in Annapolis, and I went from Annapolis all the way to Columbia, Rick Wilhide. So you should know what I'm talking about. So I was just about to Columbia Mall, which is a far fucking shot from where I was. And my office manager calls me. Such and such Mr. Fucknuts just called and said that you were never at his house. He was there this morning. I said, I've been to his house before. I know what house it was. I was there. She goes, hold, please, and gets him back on the line, starts talking to him, then gets back on the line with me. No, he said you weren't there. I said, look, I'm going to tell you what. First of all, I like his fucking doormat and that little box on the back. Tell him I cleaned up the bird seed that the mice were getting into. And if he doesn't like that, I encourage him to lick every fucking windowsill on his house. Please. Just go work around the outside and lick them all. And she goes, she kind of giggles. And this was Sue, the one who gave me the happy birthday message. She's like, hold on. Then she come back. He says, thank you very much.
Man.
She told him exactly, because she told him exactly what I fucking said about licking the windows and everything.
Nice.
And he walked out back with his cordless phone. Yes, it was that long ago. With his cordless phone and looked in that back bench seat, found the RTU and the relatively cleaned up bird seed and went, oh okay. Fuckface. Fucking Chads.
Oh, wow. Damn. Oh, man. You know what, Jack? What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking some Luxusova vodka with some lemonade, some Minute Maid lemonade. Vodka and lemonade for me today. Which bourbon will you be enjoying this evening?
Tonight I am enjoying a couple. I've already had me a delicious snifter of the Pennsatucky that you so graciously gave me for my birthday. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And I'm currently working a couple of things. Right now I am working the Few bourbon that was a gift from Kevin Wilhite of the Windy City of Chicago. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
The Slim Reaper himself deigned to visit my stately Harvey Manor with his august presence over the weekend. And the weekend was fucking amazing. But I digress. I want to talk about what I'm drinking my chaser in, and that is the beautiful Liquitox tumbler that I got from Tony Spangler.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I got a
I'm using mine.
tumbler from Tony Spangler.
Spangler.
Yes, exactly. The Liquitox tumbler. It's a beautiful, beautiful tumbler. Point of order. I put some ice in it. I had a frosty beverage in it. It was about like 8 o'clock at night. Or maybe no, it was actually like 11 o'clock at night when I woke up the next morning. At 9 o'clock, I woke up earlier than that, but I walked by it and I picked it up. This sumbitch still had ice in it.
Damn right.
It was incredible. It's a good solid tumbler, and it's got a nice watertight lid to it, and it's the graphics that you name it, he could put it on there, and it would be. Basically anything you wanted that, doesn't infringe on copyrights, et cetera. Legal bullshit. It's nice and sturdy, nice thick walls. It's got a lovely rubber bottom on it, so it doesn't slide around and shit. And it hasn't sweat a damn bit.
I like the rubber bottom. I like the rubber bottom.
I like the rubber bottom too. So it's a really nice piece of work here, and Tony is a master at getting these graphics to look, and the logos and labels and stuff to look spot the hell on, and really great. I mean, just go to Facebook at Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group, and they are everywhere. You name it, he can do it. It's just DM Tony Spangler. If you're interested in one, he'll send you the details on how much they cost, shipping, etc. And in just a few short days, you will be somebody. Well, by drinking whatever it is you drink out of a Tony Spangler tumbler.
Yeah, I am enjoying my Egon Spangler Phantom Aerosol tumbler right now as we speak. It is keeping my Luxosova and lemonade quite chilly.
Indeed. And the best part of it is when you go to grab it, you don't feel a whole lot of that chill on your hands.
No,
which is important. Which is important to me because circulation is an issue at my golden age here. In fact, it's Halloween was Tuesday. Wednesday you're running residential stuff, and what are the people giving you? They're giving you their leftover fucking Halloween candy. I'm driving. I've been driving in the truck all week. I've been smashing Halloween candy until I can't feel my feet. So yeah, it's definitely something that
in the words of Wilford Brimley, diabetes.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah! But no, I'll tell you, the tumblers are fucking solid. I love mine. I'm enjoying it this evening.
Absolutely. So. Thanks again for putting out a good quality product that, that Tales from the Crawl Space and Pest Control Humor Depot can get behind and actually pimp for you, buddy.
Damn right it is. It is totally pimpable.
Yep. So. All right.
Speaking of someone who is not a hoe, speaking about pimps, we're in pimps and hoes, what's it? Pimps up, hoes down?
Pimps up, hoes down. That's right.
But this person is not a hoe. Miss Jenny Wilson sent me a story. She said, Jack, I know this is last minute, so if you don't use it, that's totally fine. But here's a Karen story. I was basically a team leader at this point in my career with this pest control company. During this time, we had what we called VIP services, a fancy way of saying we've pissed them off and handled with care to avoid them canceling the service. They gave these services to team leaders only at the time. Only team leaders were handling the service. I show up to one and immediately get, well, you're not a man. And where's your ladder? I explained to her that I'm a lead service pro and that I have equipment to reach the wasp nest in question, no problem. Slams the door in my face. 3 days later, scheduled on me again. I go back out, same thing. So I literally put in the office notes, I have the wrong genitalia and she wants me to have a ladder. So to this day, my husband will randomly go, excuse me, ma'am, but you don't have a penis or a ladder. So...
Nice.
Thank you, Jenny.
Absolutely great. Thank you so very much. Yeah, and Jack is right. You are not a hoe.
No, not at all.
You know who is a hoe?
Who's a hoe?
The person that gives us our next story. It's a tater.
Oh, that's totally a hoe. Totally.
Oh man, that guy is hoe from the get go. So, but It's a tater gives us a hot one here. And I'm a little sound effects here. It was a cold winter's day. And I had just got done with a particularly long interior service and returned back to my work truck to turn it on to warm up and fill out the service report. Don't know how long she was standing outside my window, but she made her presence known when she knocked on my window furiously with an old rugged knuckle. Gave me quite a jump because I didn't notice her standing there soon enough, hands on hips and all. So I rolled down my window, and this is what ensued. "Hello, ma'am. What can I do for you?" I said. Scoffs. "You know, we have an ordinance in town, and you're not allowed to idle your truck longer than 5 minutes. So I'm going to need you to turn it off." She scowled. Is she for real? Or am I being pranked? I thought to myself. Oh, really? I wasn't aware of this ordinance. I'm just filling out my report for this job. And as you can see, it's below 10 degrees out, so I'm just trying not to freeze. I'll be gone shortly. "Sir, turn off your truck. I won't ask you again." She then reaches through my window to try to turn my key fob to power down the truck.
Oh, no.
Block her hand gently with my clipboard. Bad move, bitch. "Lady, what you're doing isn't cool. Please keep your hands to yourself. I'll be gone in literally 2 minutes, and my truck has been running for what? Maybe 10 minutes? Please bear with me." "How dare you hit my hand with your clipboard when I'm trying to stop you from committing a crime?" "It's not a law, just a suggestion." "What's the number to your supervisor? I'm going to have you written up for this." "Screw you for not listening to me. All you contractors are the same." This lady is losing her shit at me. So, with quick thinking, I drowned out the rest of her dribble and picked a special song by my main man, Ludacris, on my truck. And fast-forwarded to my favorite part and turned it up real loud where the chorus yells, "Move, bitch, get out the way."
That's the song I was thinking.
Yeah, locked eyes with her as I slowly rolled up my window. The look on her face when she heard the song was priceless. I stayed there for another 5 minutes, and she did too in the freezing cold. She kept knocking on my window, and I kept ignoring her while finishing my write-up. I finally honked my horn to signal her to back off so I could get out of my parking space. I spoke with my clients at a later date, and they confirmed how much they hate that neighbor. She called the office, and my boss called me in to get my side of the story the next day, and even though he said he was on my side, he still gave me a reprimand. It's a supervisor. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
However, I won't back down in saying, screw that Karen. She can suck it. It's not, the customer Karens are bad, but man, the neighbor Karens are just as bad. Sometimes even worse.
Well, I got to tell you, in an effort to do my first ever Jack's improvisational theater, this is Issa Tater with that customer. I'm sorry. Bitch. What? Bitch. Can't hear you. What? That was my impression of Issa.
Oh, nice. Yeah, not bad. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we've got, the Karens come in all walks of life. There is the customer Karen. There is the neighbor Karen. There's the restaurant Chad, which is a, Karen with a dick. And, you have the, one of my personal ones is the, personal infamous ones, I guess you would say, is the pseudo-Christian Karen.
Uh-huh. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about here, Jack? Yeah, they got the, they don't wear the typical Karen hairdo. Theirs is all tied up in a bun, and it usually sits right on top of their head. And
a little
got
bitch
some
biscuit
shit stringing out. Yeah, and they've got these little plaques hanging in their house talking about the Lord has done good things with me. Yeah, well, you should have worked on your fucking attitude, lady. But yeah, and then they will just take any opportunity for any contractor or service person that comes into their house and unload all the years of oppression that they received from their husbands, because apparently there's verses in the Bible that the wife is supposed to submit to the husband and so forth and so on. Some of the guys I get it. They take it to the nth degree. The wife doesn't get to make decisions and stuff like that. And the first thing that they do is they take it out on whoever walks in their house to do services.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's for sure.
And
I've
you
seen
know,
that.
that's it's not a good scene. So the thing, if I can give you any type of defense, would be to pick up on the environment. Look at that. Bone up on your Bible. Get them in a conversation about the Lord.
I can't do that.
I'm not going to talk. Jack, let me finish. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to tell you. You have to believe in it or anything. This is. We all got our own free will. It's up to you. But if you want that experience with that customer to go the way you want it to, then talk her game.
I can't do that with a straight face, though. I can't do that with a straight face.
That's just it, Jack. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about basically about what the fuck am I talking about?
No, I get it.
Yeah, basically, kiss her ass in a way that you can be like, all right, but
appeal to her sensibilities.
Thank you, God, thank you. Appeal to her sensibilities. Yeah, even if they're not your sensibilities, appeal to hers.
Sure.
Now,
sure.
Pride can only go so far and get yourself out of a situation. You can stick to your guns, but if then you walk out of there pissed off and miserable. I mean, it's like, but I will do that to in certain degrees. Adapt my line of thinking to their sensibilities because I'm only in their house for a few minutes, and then when I walk out, I'm like, thank God I'm done with this, right? And it goes a long way to keep your sanity. You don't think it will, but at the end of the day, it really does.
No, you're right. You do have to play with the sensibilities. It's called going along to get along.
Yeah.
So I've had to do that. I mean, but I got to tell you, the people who were predisposed towards people. I had one down in Annapolis, southern Annapolis, where all the big houses are.
Mm-hmm.
I told this on the first season. I was with the Big Green Tea. I was the service manager.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my best techs, Dave Taylor, had a flea job down there, and he had a full route. He was playing catch up. He had been really sick, and he didn't want anybody else to have his revenue, so he wanted to get it all done. He was working extra hours and stuff, but he's like, "Look, can you help me on this flea job?" I'm like, "Dave, I got you. You can, you'll get paid for the whole thing, but I'll go down and help you." So I went down there, and the lady, when I walked in, she was happy to see me. Had the Karen haircut and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when he walked in, Dave Taylor is a bit darker skinned than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And her eyes went wide and the color drained out of her face. Who is he? Why is he here? So this is your technician. I'm the service manager. This is my technician, one of my finest technicians, by the way. So you're very fortunate to have him working on your house. And as we walked around the house, she wouldn't let him out of her sight. Mm-hmm. She did no prep. She had the prep sheet. I saw it sitting on her kitchen table. Had done no prep whatsoever. And we were explaining, ma'am, to get this job done, we're going to have this, and this done. So she started screeching, actually squealing and screeching. Yeah. I'm not here spraying your lemonade all over my house. About that man to walk around my house without me keeping an eye on him. I'm like, what do you mean, that man? That technician? He's a professional. What's the problem here? You know what I'm talking about? No, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about. He's black. I said, really?
Uh-oh.
I said, Dave, I said, seriously, Dave? He goes, oh, no. I said, I tell you what, you can take your lemonade and keep it for yourself because we're not doing this job. You're canceled. And we walked out, canceled her right there on the spot and walked out. Dave was like, what the hell was that? I'm like, nah, I don't know. Some people are assholes. So, that bitch, racist Karen, that's kind of the worst. But earlier you said the Loyal Order of Karens. Did you ever notice that their hairdo almost resembles the Flintstones' Loyal Order of Water Buffalo?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The Grand Poobah. Yeah.
That's right. So, I mean, it could be a thing. I mean, we should have like a little Hall of Fame.
Yeah, had those big English Queen's Guard hats, but with the horns sticking out. Oh, yeah.
Loyal Order of Water Buffalo. And so I tell you, some of these Karens are water buffalo, so it actually kind of works. And by the way, Angie's List, Angie's totally a Karen. You ever see her hairdo on the fucking commercials?
Oh, well, hell yeah. That's where do you think they got it from?
Oh, she is balls deep on the Karen Karen edge there. She totally is. Fuck that bitch.
She's got that smile that looks like she's like forcing it. There's like the corners of her mouth kind of.
Oh, it's the I got ugly socks for Christmas smile. When you have to be nice, open your thank you very much. But I got to tell you, Karen's, I had one, and I didn't even do the service. My technician, it was summer, we were power spraying, and he drags the hose around the house. And you know those little tiny concrete statues you can get at any lawn and garden joint, little concrete statues, cost maybe $20-$30. Apparently when he's dragging his hose around, it caught one, and the thing fell over and broke the arm off of it. Now I'm going to tell you, and everybody will agree with me, and Brad, I know you know this, is that it could be something from the dollar store, but as soon as a technician breaks it, it came from the deepest reaches of Indochina, and it was carried out by a buffalo hidden in his ass. But being hidden in that buffalo's ass actually increased the value because it was now imbued with buffalo taint. And because of that, that dollar store piece of shit is now worth $750.
Oh my God.
So this statue was given to her by her now deceased son. And I'm like, ma'am, I will either repair it for you. I'll be happy to do so. I'll find a place to repair it. Or I found one right now at the local lawn and garden store. I will go get it with my own money out of my own pocket and deliver it to your home. No. That my son gave that to me, and he's no longer with us. So I'm going to need $5,000 for that statue. I'm like, okay, no, I'm sorry. I said, I will stand by my word of bringing you a new statue or repairing the one you have, but there's no way in hell. And I told her, no way in hell I'm paying you $5,000 for that.
That's right. Is it smoking crack in here, or is it just me?
Yeah, I think there was a whole bunch of crack going on. I was like, there's no way in hell you're getting that. So, but like I said, I tell you, if you get a goldfish that you win at the state fair for throwing a ping pong ball just the right way. But I tell you, if that fish dies during service, that was a Madagascar vulva fish. And that fucker's worth about $3,000. And you've also ruined the tank and the carpet around it. So you got to replace all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Holy shit. Yeah.
Fuck that shit,
amazing.
Man.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that they want you to replace and shit, and the prices they want. It's ridiculous. Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Jack, why don't you reach over your table there and grab your snorkels and your flippers, because you and I are going to swim across the Panama Canal, and we're going to take a quick visit with Mario Filippi.
Awesome.
He brought us one.
Nice.
And he said, this happened is today, October 31st. But that's obviously not today. It happened Tuesday. Karen called us in the morning complaining that there were still scorpions in her house after the treatment we had performed. Okay, it's one thing to complain about a service that supposedly didn't have the desired effect, but another to say yelling that those incompetent guys added sugar water in her house, lemonade, that there were scorpions coming out of the drain. This is relatively common in this region of Brazil. That the service was shit. Yes, she said that to my boss and his wife. And that she demanded that we provide all the documentation of the product for her to know what we had applied was really good. Since the woman is the resident of a housing complex we serve, we thought, okay, let's attend to her. But when we checked the service records, we saw that the service was done on September 28th, and she had mentioned that there were some cockroaches in the external area and requested that the application be done only on the external area. To make matters worse, since the beginning of October, it has been raining heavily 2 to 3 times a week. This is spring in the southern hemisphere. In the end, we went to her house, showed her the product we had used, explained that the service performed was not focused on scorpions and was not done inside her house per her request, etc., and that her complaints wouldn't make sense. However, we still agreed to do the application to resolve her issue at no cost. Oh, that's nice of you. Okay, you might be wondering, why didn't you tell this bitch to go fuck herself? Well, I say that sometimes it's much more satisfying to see that person who's absolutely right getting increasingly embarrassed with every sentence we say and shrinking to the point of wanting to run out through the nearest door crack.
Fucking love that. I love that shit.
Is great. Yeah. Well, you know what? Mario? That's a fucking great story, man, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us. So you know what? That's okay. Yeah, you say, why didn't you tell that bitch to go fuck yourself? You know what? You don't have to say that. Tell them that they can go fuck themselves, because Jack and I are here to do it for you.
That's right. We sure are.
Yeah. So, I mean, to all the Karens out there and the Chads, Karen, I'm going to talk to you right now. You don't get to go first this time, bitch. I'm going to start with the Chads. All you fucking, nasty ass, sick attitude motherfucker dudes that think they know everything, think they know more than me. But if you know more than me, why are you paying me to do the job for you? Yeah, you can go suck it. You know what? I hope a Green X Tech knocks up your side chick. You know what, Chad? I hope Dylan Mulvaney starts advertising for Axe body spray.
Oh, God.
Bastard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, motherfucker, I hope you forget to unpair your phone when the TV in your great room and your Grindr profile pops up while your son and his friends are watching the Avengers for the fucking 874th time. Fuckers. Jack?
I got one. Karen, all the times you sit there and give us your opinion on what you think should be done and how it should be done and what we should be using and when we should do it on Saturdays when we're not coming into work, I'm going to tell you what. Your opinion is like an orgasm. Mine's the only one that's important, and I don't give a fuck if you have one or not.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, quit it and get it.
That's right.
Split. Karen, I hope your fucking yoga pants split in the crotch and your rancid snooch gets swarmed by forward flies.
Oh, she needs a poonch for that. Poonch.
Yeah. And I hope your ill-behaved labradoodle throws up a partially digested squirrel in the middle of the floor while you're hosting an Oprah's book club party.
Oh, I hope you're wearing yoga pants when you get an ingrown hair on your pelvic bone from you trying to shave, and it looks like you have a baby penis walking around the store.
That's right. And finally, Karen, you cunt, I hope the next manager you want to speak to walks out of the back room after smoking an 8-ball is on day 4 of prednisone therapy. You are not going to survive this. You will not survive.
That's a beautiful mental picture, man. It's like the Incredible Hulk coming out of the fucking back room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just had a big old...
You want to talk to the manager? Fine, lady. Our manager is Hunter S. Thompson. Go for it.
He just had a big old glass of pre-workout.
That's right. He's on a mescaline and adrenochrome rush right now, buddy. Go.
He's been drinking the blood of babies. Okay, I'll tell you what. Next week, we're going to do Ask Us Anything. We want questions.
Been a minute.
It has. It's been a long fucking time. So this isn't it can be pest control questions, but it can be questions about how Brad ties his shoes. What does farts smell like? Anything and everything.
If you listen real closely at the 47-minute and 40-second mark, you will actually hear what my farts sound like.
That's going to be off by about 30 seconds because the intro. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So listen around that time and see if you can hear it. See if you can pick out the fart.
Let's see how good Brad's microphone really is, because I didn't have it near my ass. So it may have picked it up, it may not. But the only way you're going to find out is to listen to the whole fucking show.
That's right. I'll tell you. So we're going to do Ask Us Anything. So as ridiculous a questions as you want, and we will do our best to answer them fully and concisely. And Jenny Wilson came up with an idea for an episode that we're going to do in the relatively near future about the first day on the job, whether it's your first day and how fucked up it was, or if you had to be a trainer for a new guy who couldn't get his head out of his ass long enough to see what the hell you were doing. Any good stories about the first day? We would love to have that. And we're going to, so we're going to do that. And Brad had a great idea for down the road. We get so many stories and so many things. Some of them don't make the show. So we've got leftovers.
Yep.
So we think we may have a Tales from the Crawl Space, the back of the fridge episode. You know, when you start looking for something to eat and you realize there's a science experiment that's been in the back of your refrigerator for like 6 months and you still open it and smell it to see if it's any good and you realize that it's not. That's what this show's going to be about.
That container that says, "I can't believe it's not butter," and you open it up and you were right, it's not butter.
No, it's not butter. But we're gonna do that down the road somewhere. But we do have Thanksgiving coming up, so I think we're gonna have an episode about what we are thankful for.
That's a great idea.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got tonnage on that one. That's going to be a long episode, man, because I got so much shit to be thankful for, and I can't wait to tell you everybody about it.
Well, it's such a great idea because Brad, last weekend when you were deep in the bourbon, you came up with it.
My God, you guys, this weekend, I just want to mention one thing about the weekend. My birthday was Monday, and so was Candace Norquist's.
Happy birthday!
Anyway, happy birthday! It's your birthday smooch. But anyway, I partied like a fucking millennial, man. My birthday lasted 4 fucking days. It's like Jack was in town on Friday. We went out and had a nice dinner. Did some drinking. Saturday we had a bunch of people here. We had Kevin, we had Schultze here. My brother Daryl popped up. Brandon Hartloff was here. Jack was here. My wife was here. My daughter was here. Her boyfriend was here. It was a magnificent evening.
Oh, it was. It was fantastic.
We got to do a great show with Jack, myself, and the other guys that showed up. Did a great round table. If you haven't listened to it, what the fuck's your problem? And it was just an incredible birthday that I will remember until the day I die. So
I have to admit something, and I'm not ashamed. I have touched myself to thoughts of that prime rib since.
You know what?
That was really good prime rib.
Yeah. William the Merciful sent a text to me and the other guy saying, I'm going to take you guys out for Christmas dinner. My treat. I said, where I want to go. And he goes, yeah, that's what I figured. He goes, as long as it's got a bar. He goes, I know it does. So yeah, we're gonna. I get to experience the wonderfulness that was that prime rib once again.
I was gonna say, yeah, it does. We sat at it, so fuck yeah, it does. But I tell you,
buddy,
this place, and I know we're running a little long, but this place was the old school steakhouse, the kind that had the gigantic brandy snifter by the door with matchbooks in it. No fucking restaurant gives you matchbooks anymore. I got a handful of them. The prime rib was easily 2.5 to 3 inches thick. And I got fresh ground horseradish with it. And oh my God. And it was I devoured that thing. It was fucking amazing.
French onion soup, the way it was supposed to be made, with the cheese that actually sits on the bottom of the soup instead of the top. Just that crouton floating on top of it. It's dark, but it's clean. It's just got that smell to it. If you could only smoke cigars in there, it would have been a perfect place.
Yeah,
you know what?
Amazing.
That it is a great place. Bynum Steakhouse is the name of it. It's on the south side of Indy. It's a great place to eat. And so if you're in Indy and never went to Bynum's, man, get your ass out there.
Hell yeah, for sure. That is a cannot miss type place. But that being the case, for Brad and myself, for the Pest Control Humor Depot and Tales from the Crawl Space and all the cheese bags out there, we invite you to bug off.
Bug off.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Thanks for listening to Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. You can find us on just about every single podcast outlet there is online. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll have a new episode next week. Don't forget, you can find us on Instagram at TFTC Podcast, on Twitter at Crawlspace Tales, and you can also find us on Facebook at the Pest Control Humor Depot. See you next week.